Hello everybody, here is DNA Games and welcome to another video from the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Last time we've actually had only 2 events, but we've used our influence to get our brothers out of jail. What that will bring for us in the future, we'll have to wait and see. Okay. So I had indisputable authority, now I have order is strengthening. Inexperienced schema. Now we still have a couple more years. Principle of will. This event is the consequence of your previous actions. The power of the Inquisition is growing in Magra with each passing day. You rejoice in the thought that you have contributed to this. One evening, Inquisitor Olchin comes to see you. Good evening, Inquisitor DNA. Tomorrow morning I'm going on a little pilgrimage to one of the most ancient temples of the Twins, not far from Anisot. Would you like to accompany me? You meet Olchin by the east gate at first light. Your mentor carries a pack of torches behind his back. He hands you a heavy bag of water and supplies. Let's go. It's a long way. If we want to make it back before dark, we should hurry. And so begins your journey deep into the desert. After Anisot disappears completely behind the dunes, you feel utterly lost, but Urchin still marches on confidently, never slowing down despite the increasing heat. When the sun reaches its zenith, walking becomes an impossible task. Your throat is dry, the hot air burning you on the inside with every breath you take. Urchin climbs up on one last dune and points at the small cliff standing tall amid the sands. This is it! Completely worn out by the heat, you trudge behind your mentor. He leads you toward a small entrance to a cave and hands you one of the torches. It will be dark inside. The cave runs deep underground. Part of it is buried in sand. Trying not to fall behind, you examine your surroundings as you walk. The walls are covered with pictures that look very ancient. The further down you go, the more images there are. After some pictures of creatures unknown to you, you see those of Arcanians, humans, and Lathardi. What is this place? Which eras and events are depicted in these murals? Eventually, the corridor ends. You enter a temple. It is a spacious cavern. The natural walls of the cave have been smoothed down and decorated with intricate paintings. The large image depicts 2 familiar figures, the elder and the younger. Behind them, protected by the gods, you see humans and Arcanians. Other nations and false gods burn at their feet. The younger smites his enemy with a sword enforcing the law. The elder casts a sorrowful gaze to the side. The denizens his love and denies his love to those who refuse to accept him. You are startled by Urchin's voice behind you. His words echo through the cave. Tell me, DNA, which aspect of the twins stands above the others? You turn to your mentor, trying to comprehend the question. Without waiting for an answer, Urchin continues. Isatius chose the law as the foundation of his teaching. It was on this bias that he constructed the theory of the laws that now underpins our blessed Arcanian empire. The new believers see law as the source of all existence in the place and place it above the law. But the truth is, both law and love are created by the will, as it is everything in this world. This cave was the shrine of a people long vanished. They despised the twins and saw in our gods the evil that destroyed their world. But the history of this civilization is buried in oblivion. The twins destroyed all false gods and those who worship them of their own will. There is no one else up there, only the elder and the younger, and there is no one else in this world but humans and Arcanian. Such is the triumph of will over will. Urchin pauses, his gaze is fixed upon you. When he speaks again, his tone alters subtly. The Inquisitor seems to fill the cave with his very presence. But who can we serve? Those who are will incarnate. What is the will? Prophet Isatius gave us an answer to this question too. The third volume of his teaching, now banned by the church and buried in oblivion. Don't be surprised, the Holy Fathers were frightened by the teachings of the Prophet gave us in the autumn of this year, but I will share his secret with you. Well, I chose will. So, Isatius said that the nature of the will lies in struggles, in mastery, in power over everything. It is in a struggle between the wills of the elder and the younger that our world was born. By mastering someone else's will, you gain your own. The true path to serving the twins entails power over the will of others. DNA. What would you do if you knew that only by breaking the law could you set foot upon the path of the will? What would you say if you knew that only by renouncing any will but your own could you serve the gods? Agree? Inquisition +2, death +1, willpower +40, Master Urchin +2. The world is defined by will. Your entire life is proof of that. You are ready to serve the will from now on, or disagree? The twins are more than just the will. They are also love and law. You will not walk a false path. Well, I went with will all this way, so you look at Urchin straight in the eye. It is indeed so. The will is the source of everything in this world. It is above the law and stronger than love. It is the true path of service to the twins, and you're ready for it. Come hither, DNA. You step forward, unable to resist. You are bound by his words alone. He has uttered no prayer to the twins. Use no sacrificial silver. Is it truly the power of the gods? With a cold smile, Urchin drags the dagger. He stabs you below the ribs. The cold steel slowly sinks into your flesh. Blood soaks your clothing. You fall on your knees. The sharp pain rips a scream from your lips. Urchin lays a hand on your forehead. Fear not. Fear and hesitation are our greatest foes. The fear recedes. It replaces by pain. With each passing second you draw closer to death. Urchin reaches into his shackles, takes out a collar and twists it around your neck. Death will not come so soon. We will have plenty of time to do everything we need. And then, when you are reborn, another will shall guide you. Urchin leans over you. He speaks softly, but his voice fills the entire cave. I have chosen you, DNA. Now you are my disciple. The will is within you, my will. We will purge Magra of heretics and renegades. Then we will purge the entire empire. Our will shall bind the people of this empire. Our will shall bestow a lot upon them, a lot they can neither renounce nor violate. The Inquisition straightens up, the collar pressed into your neck. You have trouble breathing. You will not be able to remove the collar. Even after you die and are reborn, it will remain in place. The burning in your stomach is insufferable. Your vision goes dark. Urchin voice fades away. Your consciousness leaves you. You die. You are surrounded by an immense grey void. There is nothing but shadows around you. The specters of your decision, the spawn of your personal will. You see before you all your victories and defeats, all your errors and hopes. Another shadow comes to life by your side. You gaze at the elusive moving silhouette. You recognize your last action. This is the death you chose to face, knowing that the fate was to befall you. This is the decision you made. The shadows keep spinning and dancing around you, the footsteps of every step you have taken since the day you were born. The colossal figure glooms over you, your future through death. You can no longer deny its imminency. It was always there, waiting for you. Now you are only one step away from it, but you will take this step yourself. The familiar giant figures of the twins gods appear from the void to meet you. They effortlessly lift your tiny soul and hold it in their hands. You have always been in the twins' hands. Their will created you. The elder did not grant you his love, he forced it in you. The younger shaped you according to his law without giving you a choice. The enormous whirlwind arises in the void. The twins release you into it, and the torment of unfathomable will swings you away. You are merely a minuscule particle of the universe. This will is the sole determiner of all events, past, present, and future. Your puny action and choices are nothing in the face of the force this torrent harbors. You whirl into the cosmic vortex of the twin gods' will until it casts you out. You carry back down to your early life. It's only now that you gain your ability to act. You see all the wills of the universe intertwined into a perpetual struggle against one another. Which will you follow? The will of the elder? You follow the will of the god who brings love to the world. The will of the younger, you follow the will of the god who imposes law upon this world. Earthly power, you abide the world manifestation of law and the will of authority, blood ties. You obey the will of your ancestors and your family legacy. History has a will of its own. You must assume the position that was assigned to you by this will. Your will, the only will you are willing to live by, is your own. Let's go with history. You fall into an endless web formed by the wills of the mortal world. Now you are free of the cosmic vortex. You can freely exert your own will and make a choice. It feels like a gasp of air being suffocated by an alien will, the will of the gods. But your chosen will to be incarnated here in this world, one decision is not enough. You will have to follow this path to its conclusion, to turn this will into reality by way of your decision, deeds, and actions. Your eye snaps open, you sit up abruptly, the crypt is spinning around you, the stagnant stench chokes you, you got out, you succeed in preserving yourself against the whirlwind that was tearing you asunder. The will of the twin gods have commanded you to continue your existence. You feel the urge to fall flat on your back and crankle madly. You are back. The crypt darkens. You feel the cold stone beneath your naked body. The hot collar is still around your neck. Invisible, intangible, impossible to forget. You are filled with an unfamiliar serenity. Whatever you might desire, whatever you might strive for, it is all within your grasp. Your path is clear, nothing can stop you. There is no hesitation, no fear, only will. Urchin has become your teacher. You accepted the belief of willism and got your collar. This event is a consequence of your previous action. Privilege and authority. The more powerful the orders become, the faster the tension between Inquisition and civil authorities escalate. It all starts with a small incident. You received a report that a visitor from the capital by the name of Alan El Corvio has fought a duel with a local nobleman of the El Estate family and killed him. The story would be of no consequence for the Inquisition if not for the case of the duel. Rumor has it that Sir El Este accused Sir El Convio of heresy. Inquisitor Urchin promptly gives his orders, and the noble visitor is brought in for questioning. You and Janine attend the interrogation. Alan El Corvio is a slender, middle-aged noble wearing an elegant black jacket. Firmly believing that he has done the right thing, he answers all questions freely. Sir El Corvio, a matter of fate has compelled me to summon here you for a little conversation. Pray tell me, what was the cause of your duel with Sir El Este? I can see why you are concerned, Inquisitor. El Este called me a heretic, and I couldn't just let it slip. But I assure you, the arrogant fool's insult had no basis whatsoever. I am an ardent of the new faith, Patriarch Luke can confirm my word, but El Este was an uncompromising old believer, and an impetuous one at that. He dared call me a heretic, for which he had to pay with his life. A shadow of enmity clouds Janine's face. I have nothing more to tell you. I suppose we can end our conversation here. The nobleman is about to rise. Sit! I beg your pardon? I told you to sit. You will leave when I say so. What insolence! You have no reason to detain me here, and no right to give me orders. I command you to release me. As long as we have doubt about your innocence, you will remain in this room. I told you everything. I don't see any point in discussing this further. After half an hour of fruitless attempts to continue the interrogation, the three of you leave the room to take counsel. He is guilty and he is lying. I am certain that he is not telling the whole truth. If he is a heretic, a duel would be a fine way to get rid of a man who could accuse him, but we have no proof of his guilt. We'll have to let him go. No, retribution is inevitable. If we let even one heretic go, we'll appear weak. We cannot allow him to believe that he can renounce his noble lot while still retaining the privilege granted by the nobility. He will spend the night in the dungeons. Tomorrow I'll use enhanced interrogation techniques to extract the truth from him. As you leave the Inquisition ward, you meet Father by the gate. He seems agitated. We need to talk, son. Let's take a little stroll, shall we? You walk silently in the twilight for several minutes before Father starts talking. I came here to warn you that El Corvio followed you detained. You clearly have no idea of the wrath this could bring down upon you. Alan El Corvio is a figure of immense power in Eternal Court. He used to be the Emperor's head of security, no less. The news of his arrest by the Inquisition has already reached Magister El Verman. Through him, it will reach Archduke Milandis and Overseer Gaius Tempest. You thank Father for and contemplate the situation. Tomorrow, the rest of the nobility could unleash upon you. If you do not have solid proof that El Corvio is guilty, it might be wiser to let him go. But would Orchin agree to this? Let the nobleman go. Support Orchin or fabricate evidence, but we don't have the scheming ability. There is no direct evidence to prove El Corvio's guilt, and tormenting him will aggravate the local nobles. Or support Orchin. You will not let El Corvio go until you are sure of his innocence. Fabricate evidence, manufacture evidence would be enough to deprive El Corvio of his noble patronage. Okay, we'll let the noble go. The next morning, you enter the cell which Orchin is selecting the tools for the upcoming interrogation. Inquisitor DNA, I wasn't expecting you this early. You tell Orchin that you spent the night conducting an investigation of your own. You concluded on the noble who withstanded the duel and talked to Father Leonard. Both the nobles and the clergy confirmed El Corvio's story. An enhanced interrogation will gain you nothing, and it will only turn the nobility when it is against the Inquisition. Orchin pitches the bridge of his nose. Have it your way, brother DNA. I trust you, but if we release a heretic, it will be on your head. When the disgruntled El Corvio leaves the world, the city of Magistrate himself, Rennie El Vernon, greets him at the gate. He is a man of advanced years. His face bears the sharp, profound features of common among the old aristocracy. Good day, Sir El Corvio. Pray forgive us for this dreadful misunderstanding. The Inquisition is in our province is highly vigilant, and sometimes it comes to the price of a certain degree of inconvenience. I hope you'll make an example of the order and punish them for this audacity. The nobleman gets into his carriage. The magistrate takes a step toward Urchin. You should be more careful, Urchin. You are lucky to have released him. If you have waited just a little longer, I would have been unable to help you. There can be no more blunders of this sort. This man is free only because he has proven innocence. The Inquisition serves the twins. There can be no greater power over us. Soon the entire city knows about El Corvio's arrest and release. In noble circles, people start suggesting that supporting the Inquisition might be dangerous. Still, if Urchin had tortured such an influential person, the blow to your reputation could have been much more devastating. A few days later, Janine burst into your room without knocking. You just let him go? What? I know everything, DNA. I checked. You never talked to the nobles or Leonard. You just tricked Urchin into letting El Corvio go. I won't turn you into Urchin. I dread to imagine what he would do to you if he discovered this lie. But you should remember that the law of the younger, retribution is inevitable. You reply with silence. Janine waits a while, then lets out a disappointing sigh and closes the door behind her. Magra has received alarming news from the neighboring province of Illyria. The low-born convicts toiling in the Illyrian mines have revolted against their noble masters. For the first time in many long, peaceful years, commoners have taken up arms. Worse yet, the insurgents had gun and powder, and no one knows how they got them. Gunpowder weapons were banned through the empire as soon as they were invented. The lords deemed firearms dishonorable and unfit for the nobles. Even legion soldiers are forbidden from using them. But now gunshots were echoing through the mutination Illyrian mines. Year 1141. The guns of Illyria. The Imperial Legion was deployed to quell the riot. Legionnaires slaughtered the rebels without mercy, and upon uprising choked to death on disowned blood before it had begun. The thought of Illyria is now a forest of gallons. The convicts' corpses were left swinging in the wind as a warning to any commoners who might dare take up arms. Although the rebellion quickly succumbed to the imperial military onslaught, many legion soldiers and officers were slain by the insurgents' firearms. Their steel armor was no match for bullets. The rioters' weapons were destroyed in a public ceremony, but no one knows who built and smuggled them into the mines. All imperial overseers soon issued public reminders in the provinces that the punishment for owning a gunpowder weapon is true death by execution. But the empire is still restless, still anxious. Somehow guns found their way into commoners' hands. If only for a short time could gunpowder and lead one day endanger the old way of the empire. Authorities of Magra fear the unrest may soon spill over here. Due to the trouble tax, peasant farms and industrial manufacturers are facing harsh times. The province's wealth is steadily declining, but the discontent of the commoners is still held back by the eternal lot that demands they accept their suffering. Magra is still secure, but at the brink of no longer being secure. Miracles and wonders. You have not had any serious cases since the investigation of Father's Leonard print shop and the Latardy Society. The only matter that currently warrants the Inquisition presence in the province is the ongoing struggle between the old faith and the new faith. Did about Leonard lie about Patriarch Cassius' heresy? There is a knock on the door. Father Urchin has left the province for now, so all petitions are coming to you. You set your thoughts aside and focus your gaze on one visitor. A middle-aged noble enters your office. His jacket is decorated with a large swan beads. He states his name, Carl El Chapo, and claims to have run afoul of magic. El Chapo owns a village by the name of Granicia. The harvests are abundant and all plants and trees take root with amazing success. The villagers claim it is a blessing from the twins, but Sir El Chapo thinks otherwise. The nobleman claims that Sister Ariadela, the villager priestess, is a witch. People who have seen plants and trees blossom and bear fruit at her touch. Here in barren Magra, with its lifeless soul. A pious man, Sir El Chapo, does not want to shelter a witch who corrupts his property with her ungodly sorcery and feeds its cursed fruits to his men. You carefully write down the nobleman's every word and then leave for Gracinia at once, escorted by a squad of champions. Even from the high road, the village is striking. Trees, the grass, the flower beds, it's all green. Only nobles can afford such a luxury in Anisot, and they import fertile soil for their gardens at great expenses. You grew up among greenery, but your family garden had nothing this green and lush. You come to a halt next to a small, well-tended little house. A tall, slender young woman dressed in black cassock comes out to greet you. This can only be Sister Ariadela. She looks at you, her eyes the bright shade of emerald green. Greetings, Inquisitor. Please come in. As unexpected as your visit must be, the young woman shows no fear whatsoever. You tell the champions of fate to remain outside for now. Ariadela takes you to the backyard of her home, a beautiful veranda garden. So, Inquisitor DNA, have you come to proclaim the miracle? What? What miracle? Ariadella smiles. She gestures to the flowers and trees growing all around. Why, just look! It is a miracle. A vast garden has appeared here. All thanks to our hard work and prayer to the twins. There's no garden like it anywhere in Magra except for those with imported soil. I prayed for this ever since I was a little girl. It all started when I prayed for my mother's flowers not to die. As soon as I touched the soil with a prayer on my lips, it became soft and flowers grew strong. I've been doing this all my life. I just pray, touch the earth and the soil lives again. This is why I became a priestess. I wanted to use my gift from the twins for the good of the people. I went to Patriarch Cassius and he guided me towards the priestly lot and sent me back home to Grunicia, and now our life here has become truly wondrous thanks to the twins. I knew you'd come, I just knew it. Who else should proclaim the miracle from the twins if not the Inquisition? Ardella whispers a prayer to the heavens and touches a green stalk. It responds to her touch with a little bud. A moment later, a beautiful flower unfurls to greet you. The girl turns to you. There is great expectation in her eyes and sparks of evident green. You try your best to let her down gently. This wonder is different from the miracles worked by the twins. In fact, it is the opposite. The young woman's powers come from heretical magic, a distortion of the law of creation, an act abhorrent to the twins. The priestess' face expressed confusion, then terror. How can you say such a thing? My power comes from the twins, I know it. I serve them, I bring their blessing to the world. I was guided to the priestly lot by Patriarch Cassius himself. He couldn't have been mistaken. He never lied to me like that. You are not yet ready to say the Patriarch would do this, but as for Arindala herself, she must be colored and sent to the House of Humility, where all witches and mages of the Empire belong. There, she will be stripped of her lot and her free will to serve the Empire and its people as an instrument of the Church. The priestess is shocked. She cannot move. Tears begin to stream down her cheek. No, you can't do this. How? Nothing will grow in Gracia without me. This village, it will die, and my entire garden along with it. The young woman falls to her knees, weeping. She folds her arm across her chest and begins to mutter. You can barely distinguish her words between her sobs and tears, but eventually you realize she is praying. Although she believed herself to be holy, woman Ariadella was in fact transgressing against the divine law. She must be punished. So saith the younger, and yet she has devoted her power to good cause, utterly unaware that she what she was doing was wrong. However, there is another question. Why would Cassius allow her to use magic in the name of the twins? It could not have been a mistake. The Patriarch intentionally set her on this heretical path. But why would he commit such a sacrilege? To what end? Perhaps Father Leonard's reports were not unfounded after all. The time of pondering is at an end. You must act. Aridella's fate is in your hands. Subdue Aridella. You will deliver her to the Inquisition to be stripped of her lot and her will. Proclaim the occurrence of a miracle of the twins. Have Aridella executed. Aridella is a pious, twin-fearing woman. Perhaps magic was her path to the twins after all. Have Aridella executed. Fire shall purge Aridella's hideous magic from this land. There is no place for witches in the Empire. Or serve Aridella. The young woman is innocent. Her magic does not harm. You will risk yourself to keep her safe. Subdue Aridella. You look away from Aridella, who is praying at your feet. You shout for the defenders of faith to arrest the woman. You lock the silver collar on her neck yourself. It will prevent her from casting her fiendish spells. Once the collar is placed, her eyes grow dim. Back in Anizov, to send Aridella to the dungeons of the Inquisition and instruct your subordinates to interrogate her without mercy. The morning after, Patriarch Cassius comes to the Inquisition Ward in person with Sir El Chapo in tow. The nobleman is terrified, claiming he mistook a miracle of the twins for magic. He begs you to undo his mistake and set the priestess free, and punish him severely for his false accusation. But the accusation proved to be true. You explained to him Aridella's miracles were in fact the work of magic, and now she must be sent to the House of Humility, as all mages must be. Patriarch Cassius walks up to you from behind the nobleman. After El Chapo visited you yesterday, the twins led him to me. I know Sister Aridella well, which is why I'm here to speak on her behalf. The young woman is a kind, timid soul with a pious and loving heart. To call her a vessel of magic is unthinkable to me. This must be a terrible mistake, I'm sure of it. You shake your head. The order is absolutely certain about the nature of the twins' cursed power, which the good Patriarch has overlooked. She was a threat to the people of Granicia and the entire empire. Cassius' face grows grim, but he regains his composure. When he replies, his voice sounds as calm as ever. I never had any concerns about Sister Aridella. Neither did any of the priest in Magra. Your accusations sound defiant, but I have no choice but to accept your judgment. However, Granicia has left without guidance. The priestess is gone, a righteous, pious youth who lived for her faith in the twins. You ought to consider this. The patriarch walks away without saying goodbye. El Chapo hurries after him. You have to visit the village of Granicia once again in order to preach to the villagers. You explain that the magic that had spread into the soil will soon be gone, just as all magic must vanish when confronted by the tender will of the twins. The village parish will receive a new priest who will take good care of them. The people grow calm again, and you leave Granicia. The scorning Magra winds bid you farewell by hurling desiccated willow leaves at your back. Year 1141. Procession to the tree. A holy day is coming, a day when the entire empire thanks the twins for the silver tree, the site they left behind as a reminder of their eternal presence in this world. This momentous occasion is especially important for Anisot, but clergy cannot agree on how best to celebrate it. Father Leonard has called for all worshippers of the twins to approach the temple of the silver tree and kneel before the sacred relic. But the old clergy palls at the idea of Leonard and the new believer leading the ritual. The day has come. An immense crowd is moving in procession towards the temple near the silver tree where Father Leonard awaits. But an inquisitor by the name of Janine stands in their way. She strikes a defiant pose. Confronted by a member of the Holy Order of the Inquisition, the procession reluctantly stops. People turn back. Those who attend at Leonard's rite will succumb to the new fate. Those who reject the lot will defy their divine design. You are about to bring the wrath of the gods upon us all. Open your eyes, go back to your homes and pray to the twins. The procession wants to move, but the people are confused until Father Leonard himself walks out of the temple to meet Janine face to face. People of Anisot, no one has the right to deny you a sacred ritual of worshipping at the tree, not even the Inquisition. Is such a denial not more likely to provoke the wrath of the twins? The Inquisition must know that the new faith does not seek to challenge nor defy the twins. We are merely trying to correct the mistakes of those who came before us. We do not anger the twins, we merely vex those who refuse to accept the dawn of a new age. Janine finds herself between a rock and a hard place. Seeing that she has no other choice, she lets the procession pass. The new fate numbers have swelled of late. It cannot be stopped now. Schism. The festival at the Silver Tree. Today it's an important holiday. The entire empire is celebrating the festival of the Silver Tree, which commemorates the parting gift of the twin gods the divine sapling they planted in our mortal world in the middle of Anisot. The families of the city spent the day in peace and quiet, contemplating the divine roots and that joined together all people, their bloodline and their entire empire. Mother always oversees this holiday. The day before the festival, she seemed to have shaken off her unusual apathy and engaged in the preparation with excitement. It was as though her illness has loosened its grip. Mother gathers the entire family for the holiday meal. Father is in high spirits today, sharing jokes with you and Nathan. Stefan is trying to suppress an atypical agitation. Gloria is the last to join the table. She is wearing new branches with high stockings and yellow vests. Gloria, you're wearing men's clothes again? No, mother, I'm wearing clothes women are forbidden to wear. Father gives Gloria a stern look. Stefan rolls his eyes but says nothing. Suddenly, Nathan speaks up. A few days ago, in the market, I saw a grocer dressed as Overseer Gaius Tempest. He had a huge carrot for a scepter. He got a sound dropping, of course, but until then, it was quite a hoot. Everyone laughed at the ridiculous story, relieved. Even Gloria had a smile on her face when she sits down. The feast commences. Your home finally feels warm for a moment. It wasn't so long ago the four of you couldn't even reach up to this table. The first word you say, Gloria, was gimme. Nathan used to climb to my skirt all the time, almost tearing it. And you, DNA, you couldn't talk at all yet, but you pierced. The stare was expressive. It felt like as if you were talking to me. Mother looks at Stefan and suddenly grows quiet. When I met Stefan, he was already 3 years old. He was so serious and smooth, taller to boot. I remember that he had a music teacher, but he was too shy to play in front of me, so I used to listen from the next room. Stefan's face twitches. Your older brother raises and moves to the old hard chord. His fingers fly gracefully over the keys. A melody fills the house, melancholy and sweet. The last note lingers in the air, then silence falls. The family is awestruck. Words fail you all. Who wrote that? A nobleman from the capital, between drinks, drinking a glass of wine, and beating a servant? Your sister's cutting remarks put an end to the warm, cozy atmosphere. Stefan calmly turns to face her. No, it was I who composed this piece of music. It is called Mother. Mother raises to her feet. She would have needed help to do this just recently, but now she treads unassisted towards Stefan and draws him close. Stefan puts his arm around his stepmother's waist, then detaches himself awkwardly. May the twins bless you, Lydia. Gloria considered the scenes with twinkly veiled fury in her eyes. Of course, highborn nobles like Stefan are made for the art. They are the only ones lucky enough to have a soul and experience inspiration, unlike us, the lowborn. We aren't supposed to feel anything but suffering, let alone express it in poetry. Everyone noticed Gloria is clutching pages filled with writing or poems. Your sister casts a mournful glance at the family and her eyes rest on you. Let Gloria read the poem. You persuade the family that Gloria has the right to read the poem. Appeal to Mother. Let Mother calm Gloria down. Interrupt Gloria. Your sister cannot indulge in versification. You walk up to Mother, take her hand in yours and whisper in her ear it's time for her to interfere and save the family celebration. Mother nods understandingly. Gloria, my dear child, since you were little I taught you to care for your soul, but I failed to convince you. Please think about the family that took us in. I implore you, do not take on noble activities. Do not infringe upon the divine order. Gloria's face flushes red with fury. She claps the page to her chest. That's right, Mother. Since I was little, do you think I not remembered of it with every breath I take? Of all the things I'm forbidden to do because I'm lowborn? My dear girl, listen to me. There is more to life than you and your inspiration. You are a member of the Brante family, and our family is part of a greater universe. Your actions affect us all. We are not isolated. We are being watched by the city, by the empire, by the twin gods themselves. So I'm not allowed to bear your name, but I still have to bear all responsibilities that come with it. What hypocrisy! Gloria runs out of the room outraged and tearful. The family is dumbfounded. Finally, Stefan speaks. I hope, Lydia, that you can still make her see reason. Your words were wise. Let us heed them ourselves. The celebration continues despite Gloria's absence. This event is a consequence of your previous actions, a moment of respite. Your work for the first day is finally done. You hurry to your family home where peace and tranquility dwell again at last. Still, you have grown used to the idea that the peace could be disturbed at any moment. As you enter, Father walks down to the stairs to greet you. He smiles happily and warmly. DNA, my dear son, you're spending so much time at work. Look, you can barely stand. You need to rest. Please stay at home with us for a while. Surely your work can wait. You have earned yourself a moment of respite. You consider his words for a moment and agree. Overjoyed, Father takes you to your hand and leads you into the sitting room. You spend several days resting in the family home, where your troubles are distant and the family is close. They tell you their news. You carefully share yours. You spend the evening together on the porch, just in the good old, just like in the good old days, listening to father's stories of your family history, sharing laughter over memories of childhood. It's late now. Cicadas buzz quietly in the garden. The windows of the bedroom glow with a warm light. You recline in a wicker chair with a glass of good wine. There is no place like home. Okay. So it seems that due to my choices, I have reached certain milestones. We'll see what that happened. I'm also very concerned about the collar that I got. So we'll see what consequence will that have in the future. But this will be all for today. I have been DNA Games. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment and I'll see you in the next one. But until then, have some great days. Bye.